Whoa. Call out. She was from the west side, uptown, 45th Ave, bad little thing, she a cutie, and she got swag, told her that when I come through, we could pop tags, took her out of town just for shopping, you know we blow it back, don't care if haters is watching, they just getting mad, real bosses moving this. Man, now, I did have a question come through.
Yes, sir,
And it was actually about Deshaun Watson. So you see that he just got the 11 games and the $5 million, the 11 game suspension and the $5 million fine. So with that whole situation, why do you, because he was never convicted of anything. They never charged him with anything. So why do you think he still got suspended and was fined? What was the reason for that?
Okay, great question about Deshaun Watson. Very good question about Deshaun Watson. Let me say this. Deshaun Watson, Bill Cosby, R-Kelly, Micheal Jackson were not imprisoned, indicted, or scandalized over sex. I want to be very clear about that. R. Kelly, Micheal Jackson, Bill Cosby, Deshaun Watson did not have their careers turned upside down. They did not have their characters assassinated because of sexual assault, abuse, or harassment. That's not why. We have to understand in the modern era, feminism is the new racism. LGBTism is the new racism. Multiculturalism is the new racism. What are you saying, Dr. Umar? I'm saying that when you want to entrap and destroy black men in the 21st century, when you want to entrap and destroy black men in the 21st century, you don't come right out and say, I hate black men. You don't come right out and say, I'm threatened by black men. You don't come right out and say, I want to destroy every black man or keep them from being wealthy, influential, or powerful. You don't do that. What you do is you scandalize them. You create some sort of a sexual scandal because American history is replete with the stereotype of the sexually uncontrolled black male. So whenever you accuse a black male of sexual misconduct, it is a trigger for America because black men have been scandalized since the plantation with sexual misconduct. And if the target of the black man's sexual misconduct is a white woman, it's even more sensational because the plantation myth was that the enslaved African couldn't keep his hands off of the innocent white female. But when we study our history, what we find is the innocent white female on the plantation wasn't so innocent. She wanted that black man more than he wanted her. Many times, he didn't want her at all, but she made him sleep with her because her husband couldn't perform. She wanted the black original penis, and as a result of that, if he did not coalesce to the demands of the white plantation master's wife, she would have his family sold off. She would have him whipped and beat. She would tell her husband that he tried to rape her. So the black man had to accede to the white woman's demands. It has not changed, my brother. The same narrative and manipulation by white women with rich black men still goes on today. Coming to your question, Micheal Jackson was scandalized with accusations of pedophilia because Micheal Jackson owned half of Sony Records. I'm going to say it again. Micheal Jackson was scandalized with child pedophilia accusations because Micheal Jackson owned half of Sony Records, all of the Beatles catalog, and a respectable portion of Elvis Presley's catalog. Michael Jackson would not sell the Beatles catalog back to Sony. And as a result of that, he was assassinated. Bill Cosby and his wife Camille own a house in Massachusetts. The Cosbys have a house in Massachusetts that is over top a large deposit of natural gas and oil. The second largest oil company in the world wanted to drill under Bill and Camille Cosby's house in Massachusetts. Bill and Camille organized the people who live in that community, white people too, to not give the oil company permission to drill. Because Bill Cosby refused to let them drill, they destroyed him on allegations of sexual harassment towards white women. It wasn't sex, my brother. It was oil. Michael Jackson, it wasn't pedophilia. It was the Beatles catalog. Now we come to R-Kelly. Now, R-Kelly may very well have been guilty, but that's not why he's in jail. R-Kelly's in jail, and I forget the parent company of his music company, but they owe R-Kelly a sizable portion of royalties. R-Kelly was in the process of going after the royalties that he is owned. And the minute R-Kelly started going after his royalties, he gets scandalized. Now, like I said, he may very well be guilty, but that's not why he's in jail, my brother. How many Roman Catholic preachers have molested children? They got thousands who have molested children and never went to jail. How many Hollywood film producers have molested these young Hollywood children and never went to jail? How many people was on Jerry Epstein's island and molested kids and never went to jail? I'm not saying R. Kelly should be excused because others were that he should be excused because others were not accused. I'm simply exposing the double standard and the hypocrisy. And then we come to Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is suffering because he had the guts to say, I want out of the Houston Texans. And if you look at the women who accused him, if memory serves me correctly, the lawyer, the attorney for most of the women who accused Deshaun Watson of sexual harassment was a close friend or neighbor to the owner of the Houston Texans football team. Is that a coincidence or is that a conspiracy? Deshaun Watson was not accused of sex abuse until he did what? Say, I want out of Houston. If Deshaun Watson never said he wants out of Houston, he would have never been accused. Sex is only the tool to destroy these black men. It is not the reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's funny that, because once again, with R. Kelly, like I stated, he's guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty or anything of that nature. But it's funny that I just seen a post yesterday about a young lady coming out for Trey Songz because they said they were trying to make Trey Songz out to be the next R. Kelly because, Trey Songz. So, but the young lady said that they tried to bribe her with about 100. I think she said 100,000 or 200,000. One of the young lady's lawyers or something like that. It's long and drawn out, but just to see that, it lets you know that it's not a conspiracy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there has to be some truth to some of the things that people are saying about what goes on behind the scenes and how they're trying to tear us down.